Thank you again, Scott, for spending your Saturday with me. I know you have a date with your wife, so I don't want to keep you very much longer, but would you play a little game with me before we leave? It's something I do with everybody. It's a part of the show that I call Last Call that only appears on YouTube, and it's just to dive a little deeper into our guest's psyche. Ready?
I got the time, yep.
So Inside the Actors Studio was a show that was on ages ago on Bravo, and it's the host has passed since it was on, but he used to ask his guests, who were mostly Hollywood celebrities, he would ask them the same questions at the end of the show. Everybody got the same questions, and it was just kind of like a little peek into the personality and personality traits of the guest. So I've adapted that from Inside the Actors Studio, which actually they got from a French show, and I've made it for Covered in Pet Hair, but I've made it all pet related, obviously. Okay, first question, favorite breed?
I gotta be biased and say German Shepherd because it's the most that I've had of, and they're just awesome dogs.
They're beautiful. Least favorite breed?
Oh man, you know, as much as I love them, any of the big breeds that fall under the slobber everywhere all the time breeds. They're the biggest, cutest teddy bears I've ever seen in my life, but I could not handle that level of slobber. So cheers to those of you that can.
I hear that. I would not be able to handle that either. Okay, so do your pets sleep in your bed?
Yes, literally up next to us, body to body, touching each other all the time from the point that they are puppies, 8 weeks old, forever. They don't do crates at night or anything like that.
Okay, so one of your dogs is 80 pounds and the other one is
65.
Ooh, and I hope you have a king size bed, I hope.
We actually have a situation we call mega bed.
Oh.
So we have a twin mattress next to a full mattress that is pushed together, and then a big dog bed down at the bottom of the bed as well. So it's almost like my wife and I have separate beds, but we don't. And luckily for me, because she has a big, thick, memory foam topper on her mattress, Montu likes to sleep on her bed, so I get mine to myself.
That's awesome. Who or what wakes you up in the morning?
Oh, you know, it sounds kind of corny, but it is really just to do the best that I can for the people that can't do it for themselves, because learning this stuff is not necessarily, overly complicated, but it takes a long time. So you can learn to do what I do, but you're going to spend at least a year doing it, and you're going to spend a bunch of money doing it. So when I can just shortcut that process and get someone's dog onto a balanced diet, in 30 days instead of a year, and hopefully that dog, because of that, gets another year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is, that's it right there.
That really is wonderful. That's really good stuff right there. So what is your most used training command or cue?
Most used? Oh, probably stop. Because Montu is a very enthusiastic dog. He'll be 19 months on the 23rd of this month, and so he's still a puppy. And Wolken's 10 years old, and so he's not a senior because he's going to live to be 60 or 70 years old. We know this for fact. But sometimes he's just way too enthusiastic with him, and Wolken's just like, dude, I'm done. But I'm just not the kind of dog that's going to correct you. And so we have to do the correcting for him. So it's like, Montu, stop.
Which is your least used training command or cue?
Probably leave it. Because in the beginning, when they're younger, we take away most of the stuff that would be a bad idea for them to put in their mouths anyways. And we're really sharp isn't a very good word, but we're very strict about leave it when they're young. And so they just get the idea that it's like, if it's not something that I typically have in my mouth, like one of my toys or something, it probably doesn't belong in there. So they just generally leave it alone. So unless we're walking and some other dog's mess, or where I live out in the country, a horse's mess or a cow's mess, unless there's something like that, then leave it is probably the least used.
Lucky you. Okay, so what pet-related noise do you love?
Noise that I love. Probably the sound, this is going to be a little, again, visceral, but the sound of crunching bones when they're eating their dinners. that crunch, because it gives you like it's so cool, but it also gives you a huge amount of respect for them, because one thing I think that people don't ever think through in their minds is that we essentially have these really big carnivorous predators living in our homes our entire lives. And when you think about like, ow, they bit my finger so hard on accident the other day when they had that toy, and then you see them like crush a chicken bone into pieces, and it's like, maybe they really didn't bite me that hard. Maybe I need to really evaluate that, and they weren't being mean, because if they were being mean, that's what would have happened instead.
That's a very good point. So what pet-related noise do you hate?
Probably the whining right before we go on a W. Just because it's like they know that you're going on a W because they see you grabbing all the different things, and they just sit there and whine, and it's like, dude, we're going. You know
Yep.
we're going. We're on our way out the door. Just chill.
You call it a W, and we always used to refer to it as a WALK, but my super smart 13-and-a-half-year-old Titan, who's, been around the block a few times, he can spell it. So I'm going to have to start adapting our use of WALK to W, because that will keep him on his toes.
Yeah, we can't say the T word, TEREAT. We
Yes.
can't say OUT. I mean, there's
Oh,
just a list. There's a list.
so these
If you
smart
don't mean
dogs.
it when you say it, you're in trouble.
Exactly. And you better be ready with your shoes on and leash in hand if you dare say WALK. Okay, next one. What pet related profession other than your current profession would you like to have?
Hmm. Other than what I'm doing, I can say for sure the thing that I would not do is be a trainer. Probably a dog walker or like a house sitter. Just the one that just got to spend the time with the dogs and just enjoy them and them enjoy me and the time together, but none of the frustrating training stuff. No, I don't have the patience for it. I just don't. I'm
Yeah,
a very honest person, and I don't have the patience to deal with dogs that have lots of problems. I'll leave that to Ronnie. Ronnie can deal with
yeah.
that. She's awesome at that.
Well, I guess you answered both questions at the same time, which is perfect. I agree. I have a hard time seeing myself as a dog trainer. And you're right. Pet sitters, as a pet sitter dog walker before this, I had a pet sitting dog walking business. And one of the things that I would tell to our new hires was, we are in the pet industry. We're probably the luckiest, because we get to see pets in their home environment where they're most comfortable. They're usually healthy, happy, waiting for us to go for walks. We did very little hospice care. So really all of the pets, even the seniors, were really spry and excited to see us. So it was kind of a nice way to be in the pet industry without the difficulties and the sadness that other pet care providers experience, or the challenges with the humans that like dog trainers experience. Okay, so we have one more question left. If the Rainbow Bridge exists, who's the first pet to greet you when you arrive?
The only one of ours that is on, well, I shouldn't say ours because my wife had a lot of dogs when she was growing up, but I've only had 3 dogs. Our dog Horace that passed away last year, and then the 2 of them that are here. So it would definitely be him because he's the only one waiting over there on that other side of the Rainbow Bridge. So yeah, that's not a hard question to answer, just the one.
No. But you know what? Sometimes there's like a special dog, the soul dog, the dog that stands out in one's mind as like that dog that was extra connected to you. So I mean, you never know. Obviously for you it's just that one dog, but it's hard to choose sometimes, even when you've had 20. And then sometimes even when you've had 20, there's that one dog that stands out.
He's here every time, every day, all the time in the necklace.
Oh,
He's there all the time. He's
oh.
there all the time. So I mean, it's like he's everywhere all the time, anyways. And the rest of his ashes are next to our bed. So I mean, he's like literally everywhere.
That's so sweet. That's awesome that he's ever present, even if he is far away. Um, well, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday with me and chatting with me. I hope you have a great date with your wife. I know you have places to be. Um, so thanks again for taking your time to chat with me and educate me and all of our listeners and viewers. And we'll hopefully have you back again. and talk more about raw feeding.
Yes,
Thanks again.
indeed. We'll have to interview you on the Dog Dad channel soon.
Ooh, that would be amazing. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Well, you take care.
Okay. Take good care. Give your wife my regards. Bye.